see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Hey,
What's happening?
we got Cary. We got Cary here. We're
How you
gonna.
doing, Tom?
What's happening, Cary? Good to see you.
Likewise.
So we're gonna.
I've seen you in like 25 years.
Yeah, it's been a long
Hold on,
time.
because this is good stuff.
Yeah, our mom was very kind of prejudiced against the Mexican culture, the machismo culture that she grew up around. So, we all pretty much grew up, Orange County, Riverside, as far away from that as she could possibly get. And then yeah, that's why none of us really speak Spanish, even though we're very Mexican skinned. We get reverse discriminated.
Yeah.
What we were just thinking about the other day is when we started this whole thing, it really was part of a whole recording thing that Kirby got me interested in this recording class. I took the class, and I realized what he was saying is he's like, I need somebody to record. I need somebody to record for the class, because we all had to record. We were supposed to do like a project of some kind.
Right. Yeah.
And then when I took the class, then I had to do it too. So all of a sudden, it's like we both, and he was in the advanced class at the time, but still had to come up. We both still had to come up with somebody to play something that we could record. And I remember we talked about it like just kind of jokingly, and I was like, well, I can kind of play a little bit of guitar. It wasn't really something that I took that seriously. You know what I mean? I didn't really, I just kind of thought, well, I used to be a bass player or whatever, and those days are over or whatever, and I got a guitar to play around on, but that's about it. I didn't really take it too seriously, but I thought, I know I can play good enough to record something anyway, just for our project. And I remember that being how this kind of started, was that it was like, okay, well, but, and then Kirby said, all of a sudden comes up with this place, this Jam Shack place that he was going to rent, and where we could record there, play the Jam Shack, but then we need somebody to play the drums, because I was thinking, I can't just sit there and play guitar with distortion to like nobody, or
right.
But we thought, no, we got it. And then you just said, oh yeah, my something about your brother wanting to play drums or learning to play or something, and he just has some books right now, but he plays pretty good or something. And I was like, okay. And the next thing I know, it's like you went from books to having a drum set and showing up.
Right. Yeah. And he.
And we were talking about that the other night, like how that happened, how it went from like, oh man, it's like he can totally play, but we don't. But he's got books. You don't have no drums. Then all of a sudden, and I would say, well, how did the drum kit all of a sudden just show up with the cymbals and everything? And somehow shit just happens, dude. It just does, because it did for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like somehow you go, how the fuck am I going to get a $700 amp? And somehow shit just comes together.
Right.
And when you don't even have any fucking money, and it's something that costs more than your rent did at the time. And
Well,
you're like,
I remember buying the drum set from a.
Kind of weird how that came together, and all of a sudden it's just,
Well,
I don't know. And then you and I just clicked once we started playing together.
Yeah.
It seemed like me and you, Cary, just clicked instantly. And there was the really, like, I don't know, kind of like we almost kind of knew where each other was going, so it just worked out pretty well. And then all of a sudden, before we even asked for a bass player, Bruce was there.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
Right.
And it's like,
not just any bass player, the bass player for Jodie Foster's Army, like a really legitimate bass player.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden it's like this guy that like you introduced me to him, and it's like he looks like he's pissed off at the world and pissed off that he had to be there. And then I realized later that's just his look.
Right. Yeah.
But I thought, man, this guy's like, and I remember going home and telling Leslie, yeah, this guy, he's like a kick-ass bass player, but he looks like he's so pissed off that he has to be there.
Yeah, he's always grumpy. He still is to this day.
And it wasn't. It was just part of his whole punk, kind of his thing.
Right. Yeah.
That's just kind of his thing, and that's just his look.
Right.
And because I've been around him when he's in a good mood, and he actually can crack half a smile out one side of his face a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Look for it.
Yeah.
But that's. I think a lot of us were really, really closed off back then. I think there was just like looking back, there was so much negative energy around us that it was almost hard to smile when you were in the room doing something good, because like I didn't learn how to smile till I was 40, and I'm 51 now. So.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you're 51 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, we were youngsters then.
Yeah, you probably can't tell, but I got all kinds of gray hair and 3 grandkids now.
See, you passed up Kirby. He's only like 50, right?
Right.
Wished. Hey, yeah, and the other thing was, so we had the 4-piece, and we finally had a singer, a guitar player, a bass player, and a drummer. And I don't know if we ever, we wrote those first 2 songs that I haven't heard in a long time. It was Today and Sun. And Today was the one that you and Cary called Happy Happy Go Happy Happy Sad. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember.
I remember you guys called it something like, what'd you call it? Happy Happy?
Yeah, it was like happy
I'd
happy.
have to hear the song. I'd have to hear the song to remember how it went, but I mean, I do remember.
Yeah, and then we did that song. Sun was another one.
Playing as we just said that to each other. So
right.
we didn't. I don't think either one of us even really knew what the real name of the song was.
Right.
I do remember that. I remember okay, I know that one.
Right. We did that, and then I made a little cassette that had, and that one's around somewhere. Somebody has it. I think it had that baby finger of me, flipping off, and it was a little demo thing. There's the picture right there of the cassette tape. Yeah. Anyhow,
I had that on my guitar.
The sticker? Yeah, you did. Oh, how funny.
You made stickers. You made these little stickers, and I put it on my guitar right between the pickups.
Oh, that's right.
I had it on there for a long time. I got pictures of me playing with you guys on the pier, and I had it on there.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then I took it off. And it took off a bunch of paint with it.
Oh yeah.
All the way down to the wood. It was that was a good fucking sticker. I'll tell you what.
Yeah. And it was just a label, I think, that printed on.
You'll never get that shit off.
Oh, that is funny.
And I got it off, and then I ended up repainting the guitar, and right now you can still see it. You can still see it in that old paint, even though I repainted it. It's got that big indentation from the little shape of the kid's head.
Oh, how funny. That's hilarious.
Next time we do one of these, I'll get it out. I'll bring it. I'll show it to you.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna do plenty of them. I just kind of wanted to. This is like the beginning one, and I'm gonna. It's a lot of learning things that, of course, we just saw that my telephone lost its charge, and so I'll have to try to figure out how to edit it and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't want it to go too long. But anything else you want to add to the beginning of the story, and anything you want to add, and we'll talk more about, we'll get you back again and talk about some of the songs that, the important songs you've written, Sorry, Could, Despise, that are still our most popular songs, and maybe we can talk about how you came up with some of these really awesome riffs and stuff like that, and but yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and
you want to do that now, or you want to do that next time?
No, we'll do it next time. I don't want these to go too long, so just I just wanted to introduce us, the podcast, and you don't have to hang up, but I'm just gonna stop recording, but just talk about the beginning. But do you guys have anything you want to add to the beginning of the band? Just kind of that's it, really. That's the whole story in a nutshell, really, right?
Yeah, it was.
Well, I guess it's kind of a quickie of it. It's there's things about I don't know. How many songs did we even do? I don't know.
Yeah, so there's
how long were we actually all original members of the band together before I moved and all that? I don't know. I don't even know that either.
Yeah, well that'll be another story, because we'll bring in how Brandon and everybody came in and stuff like that. But for now, I'm going to end this podcasting with the beginning, and then but you don't have to hang up, so we can just talk and catch back up. But great having you. Oh yeah, here's a neat thing Cary created, and it's kind of like a family tree of Crud, of how, and show Tom where he's at.
So Kirby started way back, I think it was 89 or 90 with Ironfish.
Oh yeah, right.
I'm not sure about the year, because that was so many beers ago.
Yeah.
But how it went from how it was Kirby and drummer Jeff Hebebrand went on, and then they did Gypsy Scream, and then how Kirby and Rudy from Ironfish did a thing called Piss Bucket, and then how Piss Bucket went over to, where's it at? How it went to Crud at Jam Shack, and then like who all followed from there, because like.
That's fucking cool. You took the time to do this. This is fucking cool.
Yeah, and this is the third go at it, because it got
cool though. I mean, this is the kind of shit that only Cary would take the time to do out of all of us. That all of us would appreciate more than anything.
Oh yeah, totally. Cool. We'll do a whole episode with this.
Yeah, because there's still a lot more information that I got to gather from other players and stuff, because there's all the stuff that Kirby did, and then there's things that Kirby and you did. There's things that Kirby and I did, and then there's other bands there's other things that I did with some of the guys.
When I left, you guys all kind of did a lot of different things.
Right.
When I left.
Well, we did custom car show together. Remember?
John even went and played with like some other bands and did some other things too, didn't he?
Right. Yeah. And so did Brandon, and so it's all here. Well,
this thing could probably get really big if you really wanted to get into it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just trying to keep it on a board. And fill the gaps, and then doing a colors by numbers things. It was again. This is the third go at it, because it was like my notes got scribbly, and then it got kind of screwed up. I got to start again.
I like it.
Right.
I like it. I think it's awesome, man. I just think it's so cool that somebody took the time to do that.
Yeah, because
that's an honor right there.
Yeah, because we realized too that there was a lot of really cool history in that whole blurred connection between us and the Perverts and Custom Car Show and all the different bands that were playing in that crazy time frame between 1990 to 95, 96, even all the way up until 2000, because there was just, two guys would show up and then that would start something new. Two guys would take off and it would do something new, and it went all over the place. And it reached far because Brandon got to play with Alice Cooper's guitar player, Dick Wagner, and was yeah, and was and yeah, he was on the road with him for a while and stuff. So there's like a lot of cool shit that happened, on the outskirts.
See, I didn't know all that.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about that in some of this stuff.
Yeah, we'll talk about that, because there is a lot of neat things.
I'm gonna be. I was telling Kirby that I'm gonna be doing some kind of redoing guitar parts of some of our songs, just as kind of an experiment, I guess you call it. I don't even know what the fuck you call it. Only because I have better equipment now, better guitars, better stuff, and I'm getting right now a way better sound than I believe than I ever did before.
Right.
And out of what I have now, and I'm not saying I'm better at playing it. I'm just saying I'm getting a better sound.
Right.
And it's like now, and it's got me so curious, like, fuck, what could that song have sounded like if I had this sound that I have now?
Right.
And I'm going to start doing some of that stuff actually really soon. I'm going to start doing some of that, and I might be able to kind of bring some of that onto here, too.
I would love to capture some of that.
Where I can play, like, a spot of a cassette.
Of how it used to be and how it is now. That'd be awesome.
And then kind of like a new, and then kind of like play over it with, or something with the newer sound, just to kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool. The technology has grown so much since then. But also, there was cool technology then. I just couldn't afford any of it.
Right.
And we could barely afford strings and a chord if I fucking broke a chord. So it was like that's it. But
right.
But so it's cool. There's all this cool stuff now, and over all these years, it's gotten cheaper. So it's not it doesn't cost a whole lot of money. I mean, it's more than I had then, but
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though, because anyway. So I'm going to be doing some of that, and maybe we can bring some of that onto here. Some of like, some just like maybe some examples that I'm going to be doing of I don't even know what you would even want to call it.
Yeah. Some
like
new ideas, some alternative versions of
heavier sound. I can
songs.
It's heavier than it was before.
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of the way I like things. It's heavier.
Right.
But it's got its full dynamic range. I mean, there's you can hear everything. It's really cool.
Yeah. No, that's.
I don't know if it'll come through on this, but it'll be something fun to play around with. with. It's all Crud songs.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
You know?
So what happens
It's
is,
all songs that three of us put together ourselves.
yeah,
So, you know, it's it'd be cool just to listen to a few seconds of a couple ideas that I might
Absolutely.
yeah, because
I'm gonna start working on that now that I finally have all the pieces to my puzzle that I've been putting together. I think Kirby kind of told you I've been building a studio, so and I can't show you that. I wish I could. I try every time I try and take him out there with my phone. It things like a giant Faraday cage. It shuts everything down. I can't get it. You can't get like no internet through that fucking. It's in a shipping container. Nothing goes through it.
oh man, you gotta.
Yeah, so cell phone shuts off as soon as you walk in. It's like you got no cell service.
You gotta put a little hotspot in there.
Send him pictures of it. I have to like send him pictures, the step-by-step pictures of me walking in there and all that stuff to show him what it looks like. But anyway, yeah, we'll start doing that. But this was cool, Kirby. I'm glad you came up with this idea.
Well, it's actually Cary's idea. So, but I'm totally on board. I'm excited about it, and we'll touch base again, and I'll figure out how to edit this, and I'll let you know once I get it all done and post it on the YouTube channel so you can watch it and see. And real quick before we go, because I got to end this up with a really good note. Let's just talk about Tom's guitar incident real quick, and we'll end it with that.
What's that?
Your roommate Tom with the guitar incident in the, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I remember that. He
Yeah.
did a.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want to hear about that?
Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, tell the people
You
what.
got time? Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording. We're gonna end it with this.
Okay, so he's living with me. He's renting a room. It's his only guitar. He's had it for like ever, and it was the only one he could afford. And he's like broke parts of it and fixed this thing several times. This was like his baby. I think he might have even slept with it. I wasn't really sure. But he's renting a room from a strippers move in across the street. This is kind of the quickie version, but they move in across the street, 3 hot stripper girls. And he's determined that he's going to hook up with one of them. He's going to put it together and this and that. So what he decides to do is he's going to go out there and, like, I don't know why, but I guess, like, you know, 1982 kicked in his head or something, and he's going to go out there and throw it and do, like, the Steve Vai thing. He's going to swing his guitar around his neck while he's talking to her out on the street. Like, she pulls up in front of her house and gets out of her car, and he's standing there with his electric guitar strapped around him. With no cord or nothing plugged in, he's just standing there in the street when she gets out. And he's going to show her, like, how cool he is. He can fling his guitar around his neck. And I'm thinking, and he said before he was going to do this, and he was kind of laughing. I thought it was like a joke. We kind of laughed it off like a joke. But then he actually goes and does it. And I'm like, oh, shit. I tell Leslie, look, he's actually out there. He's talking to her with his fucking guitar on. And she's like, oh, that's so cheesy, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever, man, I don't know. And then all of a sudden he flings that thing around like Steve Vai, and it swings around, the strap comes off, and the head of it goes straight down, just straight into the fucking street.
Oh my god.
Shatters. I mean, the head just split into like 3, the whole neck.
Oh my god.
The metal rod sticking out of it, and he's like, oh my god, and he drops down on his knees and he's crying, and that girl's like, whatever, sorry, and she walks in her house and goes to the car, and he's standing in the street crying, and I felt so bad, dude. I had to go out there and help him, and he's like, we can fix it, huh? We can fix it, huh? I'm like, and I'm looking at it like, there's no chance of fixing this fucking thing, right? And I'm like, I think we can, man. I got some good wood glue and stuff.
Oh man.
I felt so bad for the dude. You know?
Yeah, he was a really nice guy. Really nice guy, but.
So we bring the pieces in the house, and he's all fucked up over it, and I'm like, hey man, you know what? And he goes, well, give me the wood glue. I'm gonna fuck with it. And you should just chill out until tomorrow, and just kick back, and we'll both get on it tomorrow. We'll figure something out. And I was hoping that maybe overnight it would set in that he ain't gonna be able to fix it, and would kind of like you kind of get on to whatever, I don't know, and he didn't. He's like, no, I got to get the wood glue. I can't do this. I got to be working on this thing right now and this and that. You got any hose clamps? And I actually had some hose clamps. And he starts putting hose clamps on it, and this dude got this guitar back together, and he actually got it playing again.
Yeah, it was insane.
The neck was rough. It was pretty rough, and the frets weren't laying down right. It was a disaster. But he actually got that guitar back playing again.
That is an incredible story.
It wasn't nearly as good as it was, and it did. it was destroyed pretty much. He was able to play it, but it was done.
Right.
But man, I felt so bad for the dude. You know, he's out there. He just wanted to get laid so bad, and he destroyed his only guitar.
Things we do for love, right? All right. Well, that was great, Tom. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now, but you can stick around and we can chat.